Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. It's back to school time, and that can mean only one person could be with us to talk back to school. Tiffany Schultz, Better Business Bureau. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm ready for my kids to go back to school.
So am I. So am I. And you heard that. I'm telling you that it is true. Back to school shopping and tech supplies. Hey, we were kind of saying that we've done our back to school shopping, and it was a little less because, you know, they're probably using more technology now. But doesn't mean that you let your guard down when you're going out to school shop in general. But, you know, technology, it just, there's so much to it. And this is one of those areas where you don't want to like take the cheapest option or take the high road here and do something that's unwanted, so to speak.
Technology has become a permanent fixture in our classrooms. And when you're buying your child a piece of electronic tech gear,
whatever,
whether it's an iPad, a tablet, a laptop, whatever they need, you want to make sure that you're buying them a piece that's going to last. And we have some tips to share that'll help you make those decisions when you're in the store. I
mentioned like taking the cheap route and buying it. The first tip you have here is shop with a familiar retailer. Well, the first thing you're all looking for is the best deal out there. And well, I've never heard of this pop-up shop. I'm sure it's going to be fine, right, Tiffany?
It really comes down to price. When you're shopping for back to school, you're not only buying the electronics, but you're buying new clothes, you're buying registration fees, maybe you even have some sports fees, and now you have some big purchases in front of you. And you're looking for those retailers who can offer you a deal. Not every deal is a good deal. If you haven't heard of the company before, check them out on BBB.org. See what we have to say. Check ratings, reviews, complaints. Do an internet search on the company. What can you find online?
Don't buy from imposter. Well, how the heck do you know if they're an imposter?
You really need to do your homework on the company. You may order something and you may get the product, but is the product a refurbished piece? Look at those deals, those brands that never go on sale. But you can find this brand that never goes on sale on this other website. There may be a reason why. You may even buy a piece of electronics and you get it delivered to you and it's loaded with malware and spyware. So really be careful who you're buying from.
Well, we've already kind of hit on this, but approach low prices with caution. Again, it seems like, well, no kidding, but you are out there trying to save money and that could let your guard down a little bit, right?
The lowest price isn't always the best price, and if you do find something that's less expensive, compare apples to apples. Maybe it's a processor that's a little bit slower, or it doesn't have as much space to save documents on the computer. Why is it different? Is there a manufacturer's rebate that needs to be sent in? All questions to ask as you're purchasing the piece of equipment.
Also, you have here, some companies rarely offer sales. So if you see this like killer sale from a company that doesn't usually give out sales, you might want to ask a few more questions.
And it might be best to shop elsewhere.
Just move on. Know what you're shopping for. You've said this in a lot of different things, is being prepared before you go out the door or before you go out to make the purchase. This, to me, is like the bread and butter of this interview, is being prepared. Know what you're looking for, not out there just kind of figuring it out as you go.
We've all been in the store and you go to the laptop section or the tablet section and prices really vary, and they can vary by thousands of dollars. Mm-hmm. If you're purchasing a tablet or a Chromebook for a child that's in elementary school, you probably don't need something as robust as if you're shopping for a college student who may need something better. So really know what you're shopping for and what your need is, even before you step into the store.
And finally, do your shopping early. So we know that by the time that people are seeing this interview, it's already like over with back to school shopping, but you want to do these things in a timely fashion because you don't want to be caught then trying to find that last minute purchase, so to speak, of something that you needed that's gone, and then you're like, it's too good to be true, or every other crazy thing that happens in this world.
You're going to have the best selection when you shop early, and it may seem like it's too early to shop, but it's really never too early to shop, especially if you're just comparing what's out there. You don't need to click the purchase button, but if you go back for it at a later date and it's not there, it could be sold out. So shop early, make some good choices, and you won't have to make choices under pressure when it is time to buy.
I think that's what it is. When you're under pressure, you start letting your guard down a little bit, and all of a sudden, you're in trouble. If you want to learn more about back to school, there's a whole bunch of back to school safety tips out there on BBB's website. And of course, we want you to stay up with the latest scams as well. So if people want to learn more, how can they find you or find the answer?
BBB.org, we have an entire hub of back to school tips. So a lot more than we're talking about this month.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about all of them, but then we won't be able to talk about all the other fun stuff. So,
Lots of good stuff coming up.
all right, Tiffany, appreciate your time as always.
Thanks for having me.